What's poppin', family? Welcome back to another episode of Jared Tries Trading. It's Sunday, about time to start doing my homework, and I decided, hey, let's put out a little video. I'm gonna go through my biggest loss of the week and my biggest win. Very simple. I go through what the setup was, what I feel like my mistakes were, why I exited, why I entered. Just try to give you guys a little bit of insight into how I traded them. I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing these. They didn't seem as fun to me. I hope it's helpful for you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share if you think it's helpful, and definitely leave some comments below so we could chop it up. Let me know how you guys did last week. Until next time, see ya. Yo, what's poppin', family? We're gonna go over this MPC trade real quick. This was my largest loss in the week, which is a good thing because that's not much. It was minus 7% on that contract though. My thesis was long. Setup was all-time high. Also had a HA continuation on the D1. This was a rank 5, so I should have had a lot more confidence in this trade. But you know, sometimes the noise and stuff gets to you, and it knocks you off your pivot a little bit. My mistakes, chat influenced my exit a little bit. Basically the same as getting chopped up. Along with that comes the fear of the loss getting bigger, even though it wasn't that big, but you just don't want to lose more. Fear of being wrong. And then I also had no technical reason to exit, which should have kept me in the trade. So all that kind of combined. What I needed to work on here is poor exit. If I put the context together correctly, I wouldn't have had an issue with this trade. This is pretty much what it looked like. I was only in the trade for 25-30 minutes. Just couldn't put the context together to keep me in the trade. This is TOS, MPC. This candle right here is June 7th. So I was playing the break of this pink dashed line right here, which is basically, all-time high, relative high, whatever you want to call it, break of that level. If I was doing my job, it had stack sector strength. I can't really show that now since, this is in the past. My entry is 1102 right here. In hindsight, we broke that level here on volume, did the pullback here, but I might have been looking for other stocks. For some reason, I missed this, or I wasn't confident in it yet. But this price action here was nice, especially, on SPY. If we just go over to, this was SPY on June 7th. Look at this price action, stacked green candles, increasing volume. So that was kind of a clue that we're probably going higher for the rest of the day. We did end up getting that pullback. This gray line here, I have MPC overlaid, and the clue here was even when SPY started pulling back, the stock was still going higher, and then eventually pulled back a little bit, but ended up consolidating right here instead of falling with SPY. And then once SPY kind of found support, there was another leg, which I missed. Back to this one. My entry was 1102. So in this candle, when you're going to have a trending day, entry isn't as important, but you just have to tell yourself, you're probably going to have to sit through a pullback. That's fine, and that would have been an adding opportunity. I ended up getting out, though, here at 1128, which clearly is a mistake in hindsight, but the clues that I could have seen right here were we did get a 3-8 cross signified by this arrow here, but with the 3-8 cross, that's like a pre-warning sign. Then you gotta see what the price action next happens. Do we continue down? Do we continue tanking? Is it, do we close on the low of the next candle? Kind of like confirming that we're below 3-8 cross, or below the AEMA. I did not do that this time. I kind of got shaken out. But again, this was a doji, low volume, buyers, sellers, no one's really winning here. And if I was able to weather this consolidation here, I would have had a really nice move to the upside. My thesis was correct. But at the time, I just couldn't put the context together. Mixed with fear, mixed with the chat at the time. Just all got me out. Got me out of my, act emotionally, and just exited. So really, how this upcoming week, what am I going to do to try to prevent this again? Like I just said, we got to see what the next candle is. In some cases, when you are wrong, the confirmation is going to make you lose a little bit more money. But at least, there's a technical reason to exit. It's not just your emotions. And even I put it in the last video. I could have gave it more room even below this swing low here. Could have gave it room to VWAP. Could have did a lot of things. Could have waited till we're red on the day. And that's just part of the nuance of trading. I got to put that together in real time. How much room do I want to give it? This was a really short leash. Entry could have been better if I waited for a pullback. If I waited for the next pullback, I'm pretty sure I would have waited for this big green candle, and it would have gave me confidence, and I could have took this move here. That's in hindsight. You're always right in hindsight, so don't want to get caught in that trap. At the time, I should have realized we're not dropping as fast as SPY and give myself more room, considering this was a doji. It wasn't a big stacked red candle or anything. Really was just noise. That was the mistake on MPC. Moving forward, I gotta be locked in, and I gotta read this price action for what it is, just noise. Just to reiterate, MPC minus 40, not a crazy loss. I need to work on getting chopped up, being fearful, not listening to my thesis, and not listening to the setup. This was my highest ranking play of the day, and I played it wrong. So plenty of ways to improve on this one. Hope this was helpful for you guys. We're going to get into the next trade. All right, we back again. Thank you if you're still here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you find this stuff helpful. We're going to be going over MOS. This was actually on the same day, June 7th. Very nice win, my biggest win of the week. I actually added to this, so it was 2 contracts, and that's probably why it was my biggest win. Relative weakness, stack sector weakness, and we're playing a break of the SMA. One of the mistakes, though, if you could say there was a mistake, is that pretty much we just looked at SPY on the last trade on MPC. We had a green day on SPY, and this trade was short, so we're kind of against the market. But I will say we took this trade while we had SPY tailwind. Right here we have SPY M5 on June 7th, and we have MOS overlay on this gray line. As you can see, after this run up, MOS was failing to make new highs. It was actually so weak it was still continuing down, making lower highs. Once we got this pullback in SPY, it was very clear MOS was super weak. So, and this is when I got short in MOS. So really happy with this play. Let's go look at the TOS daily here. This is June 7th, this candle right here. So we're playing the break of this SMA, this blue line, and it worked out. Open up this M5. It had stacked sector weakness. Also, I think it had some news that day, if I recall correctly. But same thing. SPY was, marching upwards. MOS had 0 liftoff, and then once SPY turned over, we really got some movement. So my entry on MOS was at 11.21. Right here, I remember looking at it and I wanted to take it, but I wanted more confirmation, even though this whole thing right here is confirmation. So that couldn't have been a mistake. We're not perfect. This big red candle here for me was confirmation, and I got in this candle here, separating the 3 and 8 EMAs. And then I added at 11, probably at the bottom of this candle here. We closed on the low of this candle, and I was just pretty confident. I'm pretty sure we had a bearish 1OP cross. SPY was pulling back, had SPY tailwind, so I just wanted to take this move. Again, I was against the market. I remember at the time I was pretty confident in this one, so I added, and then it didn't take long. I was in here for another 30 minutes, and then once I kind of had an inkling that maybe SPY might be finding support, we actually got a bullish 1OP cross in here. I actually exited at 11.55 in this candle. I was gonna let it ride out, and if I let the other one ride, I might have been able to get more out of this trade. But again, I was against the market, so I actually ended up closing both contracts in this green candle here. Didn't want to give back any gains, and I was really happy with the trade. I was already at 18% return on that. On a green day, this stock's super weak, so didn't want to overstay my welcome. So again, relative weakness, break of SMA, stack sector weakness. So this was a rank 4 trade, just because we didn't have market to it wasn't a red day on the market. And very nice trade. How could I have played it better? Gave it more room. We didn't even get a 3A cross until 2 hours later. At the time, I guess I was just happy with my profits, which is a good reason to take your profits, as long as it's not fear. 18% return. This was already hit my daily goal pretty much with this trade. Possible improvements, wait for that 3A cross. But again, I've given back 40-50% of my profits, kind of confirming that 3-8 cross. And I think this is just another part of that nuance of trading. I felt it out. and I felt like taking profits right here. And it wasn't out of fear. This is a nice move here. That's about it. Thanks for watching.